Intuition, can you actually learn it? Well, yes and no. You can, but you can't. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how you develop your intuition and why you can't learn it. So let's get started. Intuition is something I know about quite well. So back in 2011, I won a TV show called The One on Channel 7 here in Australia. I was basically, labeled Australia's most gifted psychic, beat hundreds of psychics, pulled off some freaky stuff on that show. And I have a very, very strong intuitive ability to be able to read things, which is great. And people always ask, can you teach me how to do it? And it's no, you can't teach us. And I'll explain why. Is because intuition is your natural state of being. Like, you are a spiritual being. You can't learn what you already have. So your natural state is intuitive. So when people say, I'm going to go do a 10-week or 4-week or 5-week course to learn about intuition, you may learn the mechanics of it or the intellect behind it, but you'll never learn how to do intuition, because you can't. It's not something you can learn. If you've already got an ability and that's part of your natural state, then you can't learn how to do that. You just have to move what's in the way of that, becoming your natural state. So what blocks intuition is your head, your intellect, your stress, your identity, your beliefs, your insecurities, the way you think about yourself, low self-worth, low self-confidence, who you think you are, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough. That blocks all your intuition. That blocks all the flow of who you naturally are. So I always say to people, the first thing you have to do if you want to learn to be intuitive is to deal with your own stuff. You have to clear the way that's in the way of your energy system to learn that natural state then comes out of you. And to do that, you need to deal with your self-awareness. And it teaches when you go into that place of learning about who you are through, emotional intelligence, human psychology, self-awareness, you naturally do use your intuition to get the answers you do want. So it's a bit of a learning place in that. But you need to deal with your identity of who you believe yourself to be, because most people are in scarcity, insecurity, and a lot of places that aren't really good for them psychologically. So the first thing you need to do is deal with that stuff first, because when you start to clear out all that negative stuff and all those negative beliefs about who you are and what you think you are, again, your insecurity, scarcity, and once you start to clear that out, then the natural state of who you are comes out. Naturally, self-love, acceptance, and nature of who your spiritual being is, your soul, your consciousness, all that stuff starts to radiate from you. But people think that by learning intuition, it's an intellectual thing. It's not. You cannot intellectualize intuition. You can't think your way through it. It's a heart space. And if your heart is shut, your heart chakra is shut, your intuition is shut. So the best thing you can do to learn intuition is to open up your heart. Because when you read, and this is when I talk people about psychic stuff, when you read people, you don't read them through intellect. You read them through the heart. And that is where your intuition lies. And that is where, if you understand metaphysics, that's where the Taurus is. It meets in this space. That's your your center point. That's the point where consciousness sort of just emanates from, because you don't live in your head. The soul's not in the mind and all that kind of stuff. So you have to be very well heart open and heart centered. And this is where most people go wrong these days, and which is why intuition fails for most people, is because most people's heart centers are blocked or completely offline altogether. So you need to be able to go, I understand self-awareness, understand my ability to understand who I am as a person. So those insecurities, those scarcities kind of things, my lack of self-love or my identity, or I'm not good enough, or no one loves me, or I'm wrong, or whatever the story is inside your head about your inadequacies. Okay. You deal with that stuff. And then all of a sudden, as you start getting further and further in your heart chakra and heart consciousness, intuition magically comes out by itself. You don't even have to do it. There's nothing to learn. There's nothing to, here I am, here's the 12 steps. So if you're going to see someone that's saying, here's a 10-week course and here's my certificate afterwards to say, now I'm an intuitive, run as far as you can, because they're full of crap, right? There's so much people in the spiritual community these days that it's full of shit, right? I've seen it. I've seen people, selling 3-day courses, like on the Friday, you're not intuitive. 3 days later, here's my certificate to go and screw up people's lives because now you're an angel intuitive reader. No, you can't do that, right? So it always starts with first dealing with your own stuff, clearing yourself, getting out of your mind into your heart center, emanating and living from the heart. And when you do that, intuition's on. So you don't have to go and learn it or get it. What you have to do then is harness it. And harnessing it is practice. And what will get in the way of that practice is your mind again. So intuition is about reading things, about reading between lines, about seeing things differently, about not seeing what's actually presented as fact or presented from the person or other people. It's about to go, right, I can see through those words, through that body language, and get behind there and see the truth of the situation. So intuition is purely a heart space communication. Now, yes, there's a little bit of link to head, but very, very minor. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this, right? Basically what you do, and let me do this for example. So in this Apple box I've got, in this thing here, is an object. And I want you to try and tune into this box and figure out what's actually in here. Now, you can't think your way through this because most people will sit there and go, okay, let me think about what's in there. As soon as you're saying things like that, you're thinking and you're not intuitive. You're just guessing at that stage. So to get in that space, you really need to focus on your heart and you need to be in a space where you're centered and stress-free. So it's about maybe taking a few deep breaths, get yourself centered, feet on the floor, usually shoes off, much better. Don't ask me why. That's another video. And just breathe and close your eyes and breathe into your heart. And when you breathe into your heart, you just ask yourself a question. What's in the box? Now, usually it's the first thing that comes to you, but what will happen is your head will go, no, it's not right. Or it's like, that's just crazy, that's just silly. And that's what you have to get past, is that talk inside your head that that's wrong, or I'm going to look like an idiot, or whatever it is. You have to sort of get past that. So it's always whatever comes first inside your head. From a thought perspective, that's why I said a little bit of a link, the heart will communicate that to your thought patterns. So you'll ask, what's in the box? And you'll just think. Well, won't think, you'll feel, mostly feel, so apologies for that. You'll feel, what color is it? Is it a real object? Is it an inanimate object? Is it a piece of paper? Is it a word? Is it big, small, large? Is it metal? Is it real? What shape is it? So you'll ask yourself through your heart what all these questions are. So you can sit there and go, okay, focus on the box, and you can just visualize the box and try and tune in and kind of tune into your heart and go, well, what's in the box that Greg was holding up? And again, it's the first thing that sort of comes to you that, okay, is it round? Yes, no. What color is it? Does it have a color? Is it something you can eat? Is it not something you can eat? Is it metal? Is it a piece of paper? Is it a word? You can ask all those questions, but feel into it. And if you can feel into it, you'll give yourself an answer. Now, most people get this wrong, and that's okay, because it's a very, very hard task to do. But if you get some of the things right, then you can say, okay, I'm sort of on the path here to tapping into my intuition if I start to learn this a little bit more. Because when you tap into your intuition, it's a game changer. The people at the top level, the one percenters, a lot of their they won't tell you this, right? This is the thing. The people at the top hold secrets. They keep secrets to themselves. There's a reason for that. They don't want you to know. One of them is they are highly intuitive. The skill set they have over everybody else out there is their ability of self-awareness, influence, human psychology, emotional awareness, and intuition. That across the board with the top 1%, that's what they possess. That's what they learn. That's what they train in, because they know that's the key to success. Your wealth as a person, as a family, as a career is directly related to the way that you understand people. It will always be that way. It always has been that way. It's the way it is now, and it's the way into the future. So if you can learn this stuff, which I can teach you, It's really, really important for any kind of success in life. Your wealth, especially monetary, is directly correlated to the way that you can understand and influence and leverage people. It's key. So back to the box. The box in itself, what was in here was a lemon. Now, I mean, I've got an apple. That's the reason why I put it up there, because iPad, Apple, they may have gone there. You were close. It was a fruit. So it was a lemon, and you may have got something yellow, something a bit round. If you got some of those things, you might have got it right. Don't be discouraged by that. Our job is to actually open the gateway to go, well, you got half of that right, got part of that right. I got, this was, I got 2 out of 3. Like, it was yellow and round. I thought it was a tennis ball. But you have to understand the way to do this takes practice and practice and practice, but you can't do it with all the stuff in a way that stops the intuition. And what I want to really say here is intuition is not something you can learn. Intuition is something you are. That what's in the way of you being intuitive is the stuff inside your head about who you are as a person, your stresses, the distractions, the doom scrolling, the part that takes you away from yourself, your thinking, your intellect. Your intuition is your heart space. Your intuition is primarily led from an open heart chakra. And when you have that and you do that, then it is a complete different game. You're playing a game that nobody else plays. You are in an elite level that very, very, very few people can compete with. So it's great. It's fascinating stuff. So if you look at some of the videos I did on the one, which is on my website or my YouTube, you'll see them and go, holy crap, there's some shit there he did that's off the chart. And it's pretty cool what you can do. But the most important part is that the ability to read people with intuition is second to none, right? Without it, you can't read people. It's that everyone who is a human profiler or is a human behavior expert is highly intuitive and highly self-aware. And when you're in this space, especially C-suites in the fintech space, if you've got that ability, you're an elite level in that fintech leadership space. No one competes with you. Right? Nobody can compete with you. You can walk into a room and you own the room. You know what's going on. And it gives you power, which is, you want to leverage it properly, but it does give you power. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's more tips and tricks on that. But, what we really here is for me to show you, deep human behavior techniques that's relatively easy to do. It doesn't have to be complicated. I'm about ease and making things simple. It's about removing that, cognitive overwhelm with what's going on and stuff, and teach you some really, really cool tricks about understanding, human behavior that makes you the ability to have that, success and wealth that you want. Because, people, the reason why the 1% do it is because they know it works, and they keep it from the rest of us because they know if everybody else did it, that would be there too. So, and again, it helps relationships no end. Like intimate, personal, family relationships, it is the key to success in that space. So I hope you enjoy this. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.